You know, I had my doubts that the 2026 playoffs would live up to the insanity that was the regular season, but holy shit. We got a chaotic first round that saw the elimination of 2 championship contenders on top of 2 3-1 comebacks. How about game winners that had us questioning reality, or the arrival of the future face of the league as he and the young Spurs sent shockwaves through the West? While out east, the Knicks were bulldozing anyone who stood in their path, culminating in a thrilling final series that took our breath away every single night, as one of the longest championship droughts in all of sports came to an end. Like I said, I had my doubts about these playoffs, but I don't think we'll be forgetting about any of this anytime soon. "16 teams were entering the postseason with dreams of winning a championship, but only 8 had a real shot. So let me introduce you to our contenders.
Hey, pull out your camera, record it, flexing, I do this shit often. Remember back then, ain't had no money, Now I got racks in my pocket.
Sitting atop the Eastern throne were Cade and the Pistons, winning 60+ games for the first time in 20 years. Can they keep their dream season alive? It was supposed to be an off year for the Celtics, but thanks to a career year from Brown, Boston stayed in the mix. And with Tatum's return, the C's are coming for another ring. Out in New York, it's been up and down all season long. One week they're an unbeatable powerhouse, the next they're playing like the Wizards. But with the pieces they have, if the Knicks get it rolling at the right time, this can be the year the drought ends. And after making headlines with a blockbuster trade at the deadline, the Cavs have gone all in on Mitchell and Harden. It's championship or bust for Cleveland. Out west, led by arguably the best player on the planet, the Nuggets are red hot and healthy, looking as good as they have since their 23 title run. In his first full season in LA, Luka has the purple and gold back in contention. But with late season injuries, the Lakers will need a 41-year-old LeBron to turn back the clock and keep them afloat. Believe it or not, San Antonio was projected to win 44 games at the beginning of the season. Safe to say, they've shattered expectations. These kids are out to prove that they can win now. And of course, out in OKC, you'll find the top-seeded Thunder, home to the back-to-back MVP, favored to repeat as champions. However, in an age of parity with 7 different champions over the last 7 years, the league has never felt so wide open. Buckle up, fellas, we're in for a hell of a ride.
Money, huddle, gotta, cuddle, ladder, orders.
In round 1, there weren't many surprises from our top 2 seeds out west. OKC walked all over the Suns in a 4-game sweep. While out in Texas, it was an extraterrestrial playoff debut for Wemby, exploding for 35 in Game 1. The Spurs would take care of the Blazers in 5 as they continue to prove that they're legitimate contenders. Unfortunately, our 4-5 matchup between the Lakers and Rockets was completely decimated by injuries, with Luka, Reeves, and KD out for the majority of the series, which leaves us with Houston's young stars up against the 41-year-old one-man army in LeBron James. It's time to turn back the clock.
Down to 3. James falling away, puts it up, puts it in. Double team, left-handed, it's good.
Lakers trying to close out game 2. James with the dunk. Right pass. Quick first step reverse.
And Shepherd James is there to greet him. Second body, Hachimura, and he turns it over. Get it ahead for James. Slaps it over to Kennard. Lakers are down by 3. To the top. Let's go. LeBron James is money. The Lakers advance. They get it done in 6 games over the Rockets. Moving on to the conference semifinals to meet the defending champion, Oklahoma City Thunder.
A rivalry was brewing out in Denver, with the Nuggets and Timberwolves meeting in the postseason for the 3rd time in 4 years. And it was fireworks. Denver would take Game 1 at home, to which Minnesota responded to tie the series. In post-game, Jaden McDaniels tells the media that the Nuggets are bad defenders. Every single one of them. In Game 3, he backed it up, pouring in 20 and 10, including this facial all over the Joker, as the Wolves go up 2-1. And right when it seemed like Minnesota could actually pull off the upset, disaster struck. Just 1 minute into Game 4, Dante DiVincenzo tears his Achilles, and just a quarter later, Edwards hyperextends his left leg, putting him out for the rest of the series. A double gut punch for Minnesota, but they rallied. Ayo Dosunmu would go nuclear for a career-high 43 points to put the Wolves up 3-1. And right before the buzzer went off, McDaniels sticks it to Denver, breaking the unwritten rule of scoring at the buzzer, which infuriated the Joker as he sprints across the court to give him a piece of his mind. The most effort he's shown all series long. Without Ann and Dante, the Wolves would miraculously close out the series in 6, as the stunning upset is complete. The Wild West lived up to its name in round 1, but it can't even compare to what happened out east.
Yeah, I'm both. Yeah, I had a drink. Yeah, I smoke. Yeah, you think I need you, but I don't.
Round 1 in the East was a damn circus, and it all began up in the 6. In a wild back and forth series between the Cavs and Raptors, we find ourselves in a Game 6. Toronto's down 1 with just 10 seconds left in OT. Their season is on the line.
Raptors looking to force a Game 7. Down 1. Barnes on the move. Toss out. Barrett 3. Can you believe it? Game 7 coming.
RJ Barrett saves the Raptors season on a miracle shot that hits the back rim, bounces up, touches the 2019 championship banner, then drops through as the crowd explodes. There's something about that rim in Toronto. Unfortunately, it was all for nothing. Cleveland wins Game 7 at home as they're off to round 2. Knicks vs Hawks in the 3-6 matchup was just as chaotic. After New York took Game 1, the series turned into the CJ McCollum show, as the dude hit final minute daggers to win each Games 2 and 3 by 1 point. This is the Knicks roller coaster I was talking about. You never know what you're gonna get. But after that Game 3 loss, they flipped the switch. New York would win Game 4 by 16. Brunson went off for 39 to go up 3-2. Then back in ATL, they blew the doors off the Hawks by 51. The 5th largest win margin in NBA playoff history. These dudes might have figured something out. Meanwhile, our 1-8 series was absolute mayhem. Through 4 games, the 8-seeded Magic have shocked the NBA world, jumping out to a 3-1 series lead on the 60-win Pistons. What has happened to Detroit? On a more neutral tone, the 2-7 matchup was going to plan, as the Celtics take a commanding 3-1 lead on the lowly Sixers. According to history, both of these series are essentially over. But must I remind you, this is 2026. Healthy and back in the lineup, Joel Embiid would go off for 33 points to keep Philly's season alive. And in Game 6 back at home, Maxey dropped his own 30-piece to force a Game 7. There's no way. Back in Detroit, they were on that same type of timing, as Cade spaz for 45 points in Game 5 to keep their season alive. But in Game 6, Orlando seemed poised to move on. At home, up 22 at halftime, which was then followed by the worst second half of basketball in NBA playoff history, scoring 19 points on a putrid 4 for 37 from the field. A monumental collapse by Orlando has this series going to a Game 7, where the Pistons would beat the brakes off the Magic by 22 to complete just the 14th 3-1 comeback in history. We won't be seeing this again anytime soon. Well, actually, that's a complete lie. Just 24 hours earlier, on the number 2 seed Celtics floor, Maxey and Embiid dismantled Boston to also pull off the improbable 3-1 comeback. Fully healthy, Philly is finally fulfilling its potential, while another championship contender is out in round 1. I am not exaggerating when I claim that this was the greatest round 1 the NBA's ever seen. It was madness, and we're just getting started.
I said I feel invincible. Hold on. It's 100 niggas in the spot. I won't keep going. It's 85 just to walk on.
The stars were shining bright in round 2, with 2 future faces of the league set to duel in San Antonio, with the Ant-Man first to send a message. Back from injury in Game 1, the dude put on a shot-making exhibition. Fades, threes, you name it, while talking smack to anyone and everyone. While on the other side, Wembanyama had a historic defensive night, setting the NBA playoff record with 12 blocks in the game. But it wasn't enough to slow down the Wolves, as they take Game 1. The Spurs would answer though, with 7 players scoring in double digits to tie up the series, setting the stage for an all-out war in Game 3, where 2 of the brightest young stars in our game put on a show.
With LeBron close to retirement, have you given any more thought into whether you'd like to become the future face of the league?
Man, them folk got Wembanyama.
It's Castle and Wembanyama. They'll take it into a late. Chance points for Minnesota, 16-4, wide open. It's Wembanyama finally hitting from outside. A couple seconds. Here's Edwards. Can he get it before the horn? Three, good!
There is
what a hit outside!
3-level scorer this guy is. We saw it against the Denver Nuggets. As Wemby knocks down the 3.
He's having fun too, kid.
My eyes hurt, bro. The future is so bright. Edwards shined for 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists, but was one up by Victor, who exploded for 39, 15 boards, and 5 blocks, including some monster threes down the stretch to give his squad a 2-1 series lead. Man, only if Lakers Thunder could have been this entertaining. What was supposed to be MVP versus MVP in Luka and SGA turned out to be LeBron versus Shea, with Luka set to miss the entirety of the series due to injury. Shorthanded, the Thunder shredded LA, winning 4 straight with an average win margin of 16 points. And like a true supervillain, an iced out Dylan Brooks would make an appearance courtside in LA for Game 4 to witness his nemesis get swept. OKC is cruising, primed for back-to-back titles, but their toughest test may still be waiting. Or it could be Minnesota, who after coming off a 39-point spanking from Wemby, decided to up the physicality in Game 4, to which Victor didn't take a liking to, as he elbows Naz Reid right in the throat. Dylan Harper is flabbergasted. To no surprise, it was worthy of a flagrant 2, ejecting Wemby from the game. The rest of the night saw Ant-Man dazzle for 36 points. And once again, the series is tied. To Minnesota's surprise though, Victor's elbow warranted no suspension, resulting in a dominant Spurs win as they sit just one game away from the conference finals. Trying to stave off elimination at home, Minnesota just couldn't contain the Slash Bros. The 21-year-old Castle would pour in 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. The 20-year-old Harper dropped in 15, while the veteran Fox also put up 21 points and 9 dimes. The kids close it out, winning by 30. The young Spurs are for real. They aren't coming. They're here, setting up what may just be the most highly anticipated matchup of the decade. A collision course with the defending champions in the Western Conference Finals. But first, we gotta get through the East.
And what better place to kick off round 2 of the playoffs than the world's most famous arena? The Mecca is set. The 76ers and the Knicks in a rematch from the 2024 first round with the right to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
New York versus Boston in the second round had seemed like a foregone conclusion all season long, until the 76ers crashed the party, eager to kill New York's title hopes as well. But the Knicks had seemed to figure something out, and a 39-point beatdown in Game 1 was all you had to see to cement that belief. Without Embiid in Game 2, Philly put up a better fight, but still fell short. New York is smoking hot. In our other Eastern semis, we had Cavs against Pistons, with both teams coming off 7-game thrillers. But one team looked far sharper. It was Detroit, who after rallying back from down 3-1, seemed to find their groove, winning games 1 and 2 by double digits to take a 2-0 lead. Teams that are up 2-0 in a series go on to win 92% of the time. The Pistons are in great shape, and so are the Knicks. Also up 2-0 in their series, New York entered the city of brotherly love, prepared to kill. Jalen took off for 33 points, Bridges 22, while Cat ripped down 12 boards and dished out 7 dimes in the win. Using Towns as a playmaker has added a new layer to the Knicks' offense, moving the ball as well as any team in the league. With a chance to close out the series in Game 4, Philly felt like MSG, with 80% of the crowd being Knicks fans, as they watched in bliss as their team blitzed the Sixers by 30 to complete the sweep. 6 straight playoff wins, and it's orange and blue skies forecasted in the Eastern Conference Finals. The question is, who will they play? Headed back home to Cleveland down 0-2, Donovan Mitchell erupted for 35-10-4 to get his squad back in the series. However, trying to avoid a 3-1 deficit, the Cavs found themselves down 4 at half of Game 4. Not a great position to be in, and Mitchell knew it. It was time to run it up once again.
8 points already in the third. Mitchell teed up again and knocks it down. Pat Jenkins spin around LeVert and finish over the top. Mitchell attacks the swipe, the finish. Donovan Mitchell. Cunningham is accepting the defensive challenge. Mitchell step back, raindrops. And the Cleveland Cavaliers have tied this Eastern Conference semifinal at 2 games apiece on the back
Mitchell went supernova for 39 points in the second half. The man was unconscious. Another season-saving performance by Mitchell has this series knotted up at 2. That momentum would follow Cleveland into the Motor City as the Beard poured in 30 to pull out a 4-point overtime win, putting the top-seeded Pistons on the brink. But those guys weren't about to go down quietly, as they torched the Cavs by 21 on their home floor to force a Game 7. But unfortunately, that would be it for Detroit. Cleveland would return the favor, smacking the Pistons by 31 on their home court to win the series. The gamble to pair Harden with Mitchell has paid off thus far for the Cavs, as they're headed to New York with a trip to the NBA Finals on the line. The matchup we've been desperately craving for months has finally arrived. Spurs versus Thunder, two young juggernauts led by arguably the two best players on the planet, going toe-to-toe with a finals berth hanging in the balance. And Game 1 was set up to be an absolute classic. Pre-game, Shea received his second of back-to-back MVPs in front of his home crowd. The same award Victor believed he deserved to win, as he watched on in utter disgust. You can tell something was brewing. Through 3 quarters, the kid was relentless. 21 points and 13 rebounds with his team up 7 entering the 4th, which is where the MVP has come alive all season long. SGA caught fire, cooking up 12 points in the frame and tying the game at 99 with 30 seconds to go. Victor had a response, rimming in a push shot to go up 2 with 11 seconds remaining. To no surprise, Mr. Number 2 came back down, scooping it in to tie the game. And with a chance to win it, Holmgren swats Wemby's shot at the buzzer, and we got overtime. Take a breath. OT was full-scale warfare. With a minute to go, SGA detonates on the rim with a two-handed slam to go up 3. And Victor had the perfect response.
5 on 4. Wemby's gonna pull a deep 3.
Oh my goodness! A logo shot!
28-footer, ties it at 108.
Is that Steph? Wembanyama pulled up from another galaxy to tie it at 108, giving him 32 headed into double OT, which is where the kid would put the game away.
Postseason for Wembanyama, 45, and he's still going strong. Castle, lobbing, Wembanyama! He's unbelievable, folks, he's unbelievable. Harper's guarded by Lynn Caruso, Wemby inside, threw it down with a foul.
And having words for Jet.
Thunder down 6, gotta go quick. Williams, Wembanyama, it goes the ball. Another Wemby block. Seals this. 41 and 24 boards for Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs take game 1.
41 points and 24 rebounds in his conference finals debut. Yeah, you heard that right. Talk about a statement. Alongside his rookie Harper, who lit it up for 24 points, 11 boards, 6 dimes, and 7 steals. This Spurs core is special. Part of that core, of course, is Stephon Castle, who entered Game 2 with murder on his mind.
Oh my goodness! Stephon Castle! Welcome to this earth!
Put Isaiah Hartenstein in a coffin, please. That was a murder. The rest of the Thunder, however, weren't dead. SGA would drop in 30 points and 9 dimes on the night, and this series is tied at 1. Out on the eastern side of the bracket, this was the matchup many of us expected at the beginning of the season. Knicks versus Cavs for a trip to the NBA Finals. And much like the West, this series started out with a bang. Fresh off their Game 7 win, the Cavs were playing their best basketball, building up a 22-point lead with just 7 minutes remaining in the fourth. This was drawing parallels to Game 1 of last year's Eastern Finals, where the Knicks were the ones up big late in the game before choking down the stretch. Having experienced that moment, they know firsthand that no lead is safe. It was time to right their wrongs.
Drive, gets inside, pull-up jumper, got it! Jalen Brunson has come alive. Cavaliers. Brunson drives on Wade, scoop layup is good. And the Knicks are back within 10.
Cavs might want a timeout if he scores.
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in! Captain Clutch has come alive. It's a 5-point game. Timeout, Cavaliers. Bridges looking. Shot clock at 1. Bridges puts up a 3. Puts it in. It's back to a 4-point game. Anunoby floats it over to Shaman. Shaman a three-pointer. It's good. Tie game with 44 seconds to go. What a bounce for Shaman. It's bedlam here at the Garden.
A blistering 30-8 run by New York, which featured a Brunson heater unlike anything we've ever seen, sends this game to overtime with the Garden shaking. With this type of energy, there's no way they were gonna lose. The Knicks would outscore the Cavs 14-3 in OT as they complete the second largest fourth quarter comeback in playoff history. That electricity would spark a Game 2 win to go up 2-0, making it 8 straight wins for the Knicks. There's something magical going on in New York, and OKC is hoping to get their hands on some of that magic. With the loss of Jalen Williams for the rest of the series, it would take a full team effort to get past the Spurs. And that's exactly what they got in Game 3. Big nights from McCain, Jay Will, and Caruso gave the Thunder a 2-1 series lead. But they lost AJ Mitchell in the process, sidelining him for the rest of the series. 2 wins away from a return to the finals, OKC is bending, but not breaking. The Spurs, however, kept applying pressure behind a monster performance from Victor in Game 4, and the series is now a best of 3. Back at home with 2 starters out of the lineup, the MVP took over with 32 points and 9 assists, on top of 20 from McCain and 22 from Caruso, who's having the series of his life. The champs are hanging on, just 1 win away from the finals. Back in the East, we were headed to Cleveland, where the Cavs have been borderline unbeatable all postseason long. That is until the Knicks came to town. 13 points and 7 assists from Cat, 12, 9, and 5 from Hart, 22 from Bridges, 22 and 7 from OG, 14 and 4 threes from Shamet, and of course, the head of the snake with his 5th 30-piece of the playoffs as the well-oiled machine that is New York take a 3-0 series lead. By Game 4, that was all she wrote. In yet another road closeout game dominated by Knicks fans, New York extended their playoff win streak to 11 straight. Like I said, this feels different. After going down 2-1 to Atlanta, New York just figured it out, adopting a style of basketball that puts the team above all else, as they'll be making their return to the finals for the first time in over a quarter century. But will it be a 99 finals rematch or a duel with the reigning champs? Despite much of their roster facing elimination for the first time in Game 6, the Spurs seemed unfazed, pounding OKC from the tip in a 27-point demolition to force a winner-go-home Game 7. It was the dream scenario, this series with these stars going the distance with the finals hanging in the balance. And to no surprise, the MVP came out white hot, pouring in 19 points in the first half on some flat-out ridiculous shots. SGA was unconscious, but the young Spurs stayed poised throughout the storm, finding themselves up 3 entering the fourth quarter. That is, until the game nearly turned. With a foul on this Hartenstein dunk, Wemby picks up his 5th foul of the game, forcing him to the bench with 6 minutes to go, and the Spurs desperately holding on to a 6-point lead. As soon as he exited the game, the Thunder get a steal and are on the verge of cutting it to 4, until the savior Luke Cornett chases down Hartenstein for the monster block, leading to a Castle bucket at the other end. It was a series-altering play that gave the Spurs the final boost they needed to close it out. The future is here.
There will be a new champion in the NBA. A new era has dawned. It's Wemby's West. The Spurs are going to the NBA Finals.
Look at the emotion from Wemby. Unbelievable.
In their first playoff run together, the young Spurs have dethroned the defending champions on their home floor in what feels like a monumental series win. By all indications, the Wemby era is upon us, but not so fast. This is a blockbuster matchup. The red-hot New York Knicks, who haven't lost a game in nearly 2 months, up against the heavily favored San Antonio Spurs, who've only gotten better as the lights get brighter. It was showtime. On the NBA's grandest stage, Wembanyama made his imprint early, smacking Hart's shot right off the glass before bottoming a 3 at the other end. The Knicks haven't seen anything like this kid, but the Spurs haven't seen anything like Cat either. Considering his matchup, Towns was surprisingly dominant, scoring 18 points through 3 quarters. He was electric. The game stayed neck and neck late into the fourth, and with the Knicks down 1 with 2 to go, you knew where the ball was going. An open look in the corner hits all nylon for Brunson. Then 30 seconds later in the mid-range, he bumps, fades off his right foot, and hits nothing but the bottom. That was the dagger. The clutchest player in the game today poured in 13 points in that fourth quarter, as the Knicks draw first blood. Losing Game 1 on home soil was not ideal for the Spurs. Losing a second would be catastrophic, and if we skip to the midpoint of the fourth, that catastrophe was taking place. With 6 minutes to go, Deuce McBride bangs a 3 to push the Knicks lead to 12. And in the ensuing timeout, Wemby is emotionally rallying his troops, attempting to ignite a spark within the team. And it did. The Spurs immediately caught fire, going on a 14-0 run capped by this and won by Victor to go up 2 with 60 seconds remaining. Brunson, however, was quick to silence the crowd, hitting us with Game 1 deja vu to tie it at 104. And after a Wembanyama miss at the other end, New York suddenly has a chance to regain the lead in the final seconds.
Brunson dribbles, pulls up, jump shot, back of the rim won't go, Wemby the rebound, 12 seconds remaining, stolen by Brunson, and knocked down by Wemby. Brunson will shoot free throws with 9.5 remaining. Oh, what a turnaround in that sequence. Left, meanwhile, clutch free throws of Jalen Brunson. Knicks back up by 1. And a timeout call by San Antonio with 7.5 remaining. It's their final timeout. They'll advance the ball in the front court with a chance to win it. Fox gets it. Bridges on him. 4 seconds. Fox to Wembanyama. Pulls up. Jumper. It's
survive. This magic carpet ride continues. 13 straight victories, and they lead 2-0 here in these NBA Finals.
Everything that could have gone wrong did. From the turnover to an unsuspecting Castle, to the foul that gave the Knicks the lead, to the missed game winner, it was a nightmare sequence for Wemby. New York, however, survives. 13 straight wins, up 2-0 headed home, just 2 wins away from ending the 53-year drought. MSG is about to be rocking. For the first time in 27 years, the NBA Finals were back at the Mecca. And man, the electricity from the city was palpable. Until tip-off. Aiming to avoid an 0-3 series deficit, Wemby made his presence felt early, and really all night long, as he dazzled for 32 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Tag on some suffocating defense by the rest of the Spurs with some big buckets in crunch time, and you got yourself a recipe that ends New York's 13-game winning streak. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a series. Game 4 is without question the defining game of this series. With only one team ever coming back from a 3-1 deficit, it was essentially a must-win for San Antonio. And they answered the call. The Spurs played as perfect a first half as you can imagine. Lockdown defense, lights out efficiency, seamless transition play, on top of a complete team takeover from beyond the arc, nailing an NBA Finals record 14 threes in the half to go up 27. Easily San Antonio's best half of the season, and probably New York's worst, as Wembanyama poured salt in the wound, telling the Knicks he's in their head. All signs pointed towards a 2-2 series, as the Spurs led by as much as 29 in the third. New York would have their bursts, but San Antonio would answer right back, still up 20 early in the fourth. By every metric, this thing was over. Then came the surge.
Shot clock winding down. Towns off the bounce, step back, puts up the three. It's good. Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson. Anunoby, three-pointer's good. 6 3-pointers. Shot clock at 4. Brunson gets inside, right-handed off the glass. It's good. And it's a 7-point game. Towns has it. Right side Alvarado off the bounce. Corner 3. Anunoby. Bang! 4-point game. Timeout San Antonio. Shot clock at 5. Brunson fires up a 3. Puts it in! 1-point game! This building is shaking right now. Clock at 6. Castle on him now. Brunson, stutter dribble, drives inside, goes up, floaters up. It's good! The Knicks take the lead with 1:22 remaining. Their first lead of the night.
In a jaw-dropping turn of events, the Knicks have clawed all the way back from down 29 to take the lead. MSG has never been this delirious. But it isn't over just yet. Stephon Castle would make 2 cold-blooded free throws to put the Spurs back in front with half a minute remaining. Back on the other end with a chance to take the lead, Brunson can't get it to go, and off the tip, Fox chases it down the court as we enter the final seconds. All he has to do is kill a bit of clock, get fouled, and make his free throws. But he doesn't. Fox shockingly attempts to lay it in before getting stuffed by OG Anunoby. What a defensive play, or what a choke. I don't know. The Knicks call timeout as they trail by 1 with 5 seconds on the clock.
Go flat for Jalen Brunson, allow him to operate at the top, 101. Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. It's gone! It's gone! It's gone! With 1.2 remaining, Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it. No timeouts left. They have to get it in. Harper lobs it inside. Castle hasn't lost it. That's it. It's over. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback and lead it 3-1. Now 1 win away from a title.
It's a moment that will live on for generations as maybe the greatest shot in Knicks franchise history. Anunoby inbounds the ball, then sprints full speed to the rim, tipping in the Brunson miss ever so softly to complete the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. It's absolute pandemonium at the Garden as the New York Knicks are within 1 win of the championship. I can't believe it. The championship is officially on the line. A thriller of a series that swung New York's way has them 48 minutes away from breaking their 53-year title drought. However, coming off a heartbreaking loss that's put their season on the line, San Antonio came out with desperation. The Spurs were dominant in every facet of the game through the first 14 minutes, with this Victor 3 putting them up 16 early in the second quarter. But after what transpired just a few days ago, this is nothing. Suddenly, the Nova Knicks were activated as Bridges, Hart, and Brunson scored 22 straight New York points to cut the deficit to 5 entering the half. San Antonio just can't keep a lead. The third quarter was a flat-out duel between the guards that saw Brunson pour in 14 points while the rookie Harper went off for 10, which included this putback that ballooned the Spurs' lead back up to 15 with 3 minutes to go in the quarter. But once again, this was nothing. The Knicks answered effortlessly, cutting it down to 7, entering the final frame, setting the stage for the King of New York. In the fourth, Brunson's mastery was on full display. He was shaking dudes with fakes and hesitations, maneuvering his way to the cup and finishing with ease. It was poetry in motion, and as we entered the final minute, tied at 88, Jalen put the finishing touches on his 45-point masterpiece with this floater, giving the Knicks a 2-point lead, and that would do it. After 53 years, the wait is finally over. New York, you're back on top.
This is not a dream. Your long, long wait has ended. Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
If you are what you say.
Knicks 16-3, 15-1 in the last 16 games. They win their 9th consecutive road game. One of the most dominant championship runs ever.
New York City is full of dogs, and we came to get it. Who let the dog out?
If you are what you say.
Who let the dog out?
The 2026 NBA Finals MVP is the captain, Jalen Brunson.
If you are what you say.